Okay, we will solve this one-dimensional heat problem where is heat transfer through walls is considered. Okay, so we have these four walls with their specified values of conductivities are given in watt per meter per degree Celsius, and their widths are given, which are H1, H2, H3, and we have been provided with the surface temperatures, that is on the left hand side and the extreme right hand side. Now what we need to identify, we need to identify the temperature distribution inside this wall. Okay, so we can call this entire wall as a composite wall, which is a combination of four different walls together in this type of arrangement. So let's get started. Okay, first four steps I will carry out. Okay, wall heat transfer, I will give the title. I'll change the directory. Title I can give anything. Okay, title will appear at the bottom side of your contour plots. So heat transfer through composite walls. So I'll give the preference as thermal. Then I'll select the element. Okay, 4 node 55. Okay, material properties I have to define carefully. Okay, because there are four walls, okay, in that composite wall. So conductivity, isotropic, okay, the 150 watt per meter per degree Celsius, that is the conductivity, 150. Okay, then I will have to add a new material, so I will go to material, new ID, and define material ID 2, and again define the conductivity as 30 watt per meter per degree Celsius. Then for the material 3, it is 70, and then for the last material, material 4, it is 50. So we have defined four materials. Okay, we have defined four materials with four different values of thermal conductivity. Okay, then we will start modeling. Okay, we can directly create rectangles, okay, by two corner method. So first is the starting bottom left corner, that is 0 0. We only have to provide this h1. Okay, height, since the analysis is one dimensional, so it is assumed that, okay, along the height, okay, we are not going to consider the effect of temperature change. Okay, but since in this version of ANSYS we don't have any one dimensional thermal element, okay, so we are selecting two dimensional element, and we will keep height same. Okay, we will keep height same, so we'll keep height as 1 meter, and for these two we will have height as 0.5, and again for this 1 meter. So it is 0, 0 over here, and 0.25, 1 over here. So that is how we will define. So width is going to be 0.25 meter, height is going to be 1 meter. So that's I apply. Then the next element that I have, okay, is, I will create this one. So it is 0.25, then 0, then width is going to be 0.75, and height is going to be 0.5. so half of this, and then again 0.25, this will be 0.5, then again 0.75, and height is going to be 0.5. okay, so this corner 0.25, 0.5, and this corner 0.75, 0.5. okay, and then the last one is 1, 0, width is going to be 0.5, and height is going to be 1. okay, just to confirm, h3 is 50 millimeters. okay, so I'll say okay. So I have now my third area. Now after creating the areas, okay, we need to glue these areas so that the relationship between these areas gets developed. okay, because we are going to mesh these areas. okay, and if we mesh these areas, okay, and we are not carrying out any boolean operation, okay, then the properties will not be transferring from one element to the other. Now we will be defining this as the whole one element, this as the second, this as the third, and this as the fourth. If we don't define any boolean operation in between them, okay, the properties will not be transferred. So let us define boolean operation glue areas, and let us select all areas and say okay. So now all these areas are glued together, and now we can mesh these areas. okay, so mesh, we will first define the size controls. okay, all areas. So let us define a size control of, let's say, 0.025. okay, 0.025 meter. okay, is the element edge length, and by default it is going to create a square shaped element. okay, because that is the uniform mesh as far as quad 4 node element is concerned. okay, so that is why it only asks the edge length. okay, single edge length. I'll say okay. Then I'll go to mesh attributes, default attributes. I'll confirm, okay, the first material number is 1. okay, and then I will mesh the areas free, select the first area, say okay. Now it got meshed. okay, then I'll go to plot, say multi plots. okay, then I'll go to mesh attributes. okay, change the default attribute to material number 2, say okay, and I will mesh the second area. Just me confirm, yeah, this is the second area. So selected this, I'll say okay. Again plot multi-plot so that I view the remaining areas. okay, again go to mesh attributes, default attribute. I'll select the material number 3, I'll say okay. I will mesh the third area, and then finally I'll go to mesh attributes, default attributes, change the material number to 4, say okay, and mesh the remaining fourth area. So now entire model is meshed. okay, we are ready to apply the boundary conditions. So the analysis type as far as thermal is concerned is steady state. okay, it's a steady state thermal analysis. Define loads, apply thermal, okay, temperature on lines, so I will select this line, and temperature DOF I am going to apply, and temperature that is known to us is 370 degrees Celsius. I'll say apply, and this extreme right hand temperature is 60 degrees Celsius, and I'll say apply. okay, so all the boundary conditions are also set up. Now we are in a position to solve this. So we'll go to solve. okay, current load step, say okay. okay, the solution is solved. okay, now let us try to view the results. So general post processor, plot results, nodal solution, DOF solution, and nodal temperature. okay, that is how the temperature is varying from, say, 370 to 60. okay, 370 to 60, and you can also list the various results. okay, in this, if you want, you can switch on the node numbers so that you get to see the nodal degree of freedoms. Now since we have large number of nodes, okay, you can box zoom and try to see which node numbers, okay, are there, and accordingly you can view the results, okay, in list results, nodal solution, nodal temperature, and this is the temperature distribution across all the nodes. So total we have 2501, okay, 2501 number of nodes, okay. So it's a large amount of data, okay. So we can get specific nodal temperature from this list, okay. So this is a simple problem of composite wall heat transfer, okay. Even though the heat transfer phenomena here, we have modeled it in a two-dimensional element and tried to do a two-dimensional analysis, okay, but manually we can do it in one-dimensional heat flow phenomena only, okay. So we can say across the entire height of the wall the temperature remains the same, so we can neglect that and consider it as one-dimensional heat flow. But since this particular software doesn't provide a one-dimensional thermal element, okay, we are going ahead with two-dimensional thermal element. So that's it for this particular session. Thank you.